This cooking and nutrition portion brought to you by Save On Foods.
Now, who doesn't like desserts? And when they're healthier, they're even better. Registered holistic nutritionist Julia Olton is going to share one such recipe with us today. Julia, welcome to Empowered Health.
Thank you for having me. So we're going to make an almond flour raspberry ginger cake. So we're starting off with a little bit of butter.
Okay.
And we're going to grease the pan here, the
pan.
cake pan. We've melted that butter on the stove. Just take it and make sure you cover all parts of that pan.
Grease it evenly.
And I'll just chop up a few bits of this ginger. This is Australian candied ginger. It's very good. So we're going to put the raspberries in here, if you wouldn't mind. And we're going to put, the sugar we're using today is an unrefined sugar, cane sugar.
Okay.
So it's not as bad as the highly refined
It's not as
white,
much processed, exactly.
Correct, sugar. So we put this in. We're going to put a bit of sugar. Now, the recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I'm going to put a little less in there. We're going to put some vanilla.
Okay.
And we're going to put a little bit of water. And so the idea of this, you do this part first. And what you're trying to do is put enough liquid in here to have the sugar actually melt. And you can see that
it coats all the raspberries.
Coats all
evenly.
the raspberries. And I might add just even a little bit of lemon just to give it a little bit of a hint of lemon in there.
Right.
And we're going to let this sit to have the sugar melt and turn into a syrup, and we're going to make the batter up.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to put this aside here for now. So I've pre-measured the ingredients in here. So again, we have half a cup of sugar, we have some all-purpose flour, we have some almond flour, baking soda, and a little bit of salt. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix this up. I'm going to put a bit of ginger in here because I didn't remember to do that. And then we're going to put 1/3 of a cup of milk and an egg.
So this is dairy milk?
This is dairy milk, yes.
But you could
from
use
a cow. But you could use almond
milk as well.
You could use rice milk. And we don't want to add a whole lot of liquid to this. It'll look a little almost like a biscuit consistency, but it will spread in the pan. So we're going to mix that up. I would probably add a little bit. You don't want to add too much because there is a bit of syrup from the raspberries that ends up in the cake. And so if you put too much liquid in this cake batter,
it's going to affect.
Yeah. So you can see it's kind of almost muffin-like consistency.
Yeah.
Okay.
And put it all on here.
And it won't look like it's going to spread, but it will.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is put the raspberries on top. You might think this is going to be a bit of a problem, but it really isn't. Once you add the raspberries here, it makes a big difference. Is you just kind of place them over the middle here, and you leave about 3/4 of an inch around the edge.
Around the edges,
the cake around the edge is able to rise. I think that's probably good, or it's just going to fall apart when you serve it.
Right.
So what we do is we take this and we put it in the oven at 350 and we cook it for 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
So we'll just stick it in here. I have one in here that is already cooked.
That's pre-made?
This is pre-made. So you'll see how the batter has come up and totally
It's actually risen.
It.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True. I'm going to taste it. Let's see. Oh, this is so good. This
I'm
is
glad you like it.
Amazing. Truly phenomenal. And it was a good call cutting down on the sugar.
I think so.
Well, thanks for being on the show, and thank you for another amazing recipe.
Thank you.
See you again.
Yep.